Why? When I asked you about bidenomics a long time ago, you said you didn't know what it was. I said, I didn't name it bidenomics. I didn't realize The Economist and the Wall Street Journal did. But I think it's a plan that I'm happy to call bidenomics. And guess what? Bidenomics is working.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So it looks like Joe Biden has honestly made a massive mistake. And it's a mistake that I would assume, I can only imagine it's going to cost him the 2024 election. But I've lost count of how many times that I've actually thought that. So we'll see. But regardless, it's worth checking out. But before we do, guys, thanks so much to everyone that's been subscribing, everyone leaving such great comments. Really do appreciate the support. We're building and growing a really great community with you guys. And if you haven't joined us already, guys, help us to continue to grow. Like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. It really does go a long way, and it really, really is appreciated. So I don't care if you're running for president. I don't care if you're running for student council. I don't care what you're running for. Whatever you're running for, even if it's a position at work. One of the contributing factors, one of the main things I think that leads to a win of any kind is just simple, old school branding. And when it comes to branding, with as terrible as literally every single measurable statistic possible, except for jobs, which we could even argue that there are so many new jobs created because there are so many new multiple job holders, but that's a subject for a dozen other videos. My point is, the economy, sadly, and I wish it wasn't true, but the economy of the United States is a complete and total disaster. Yet Biden's advertising geniuses, his messaging people, his press group, have branded this mess with his freaking name, Bidenomics, and we just keep hearing more about it. They're not giving up. At least Dark Brandon, they realize, hey, this is pretty stupid. We should stop. But this Bidenomics thing is absolutely crushing him.
Is Bidenomics working for anyone?
Lisa, thanks for having me. The short answer is Bidenomics is not working. The entire messaging strategy from the Biden White House and President Biden's campaign has been to gaslight the American people and tell them that the economy is going well, inflation isn't a big deal, and their financial situation is great. The problem with that is, again, it's like a used car salesman who's extremely shady, trying to convince, a 90-year-old woman that a Buick LeSabre is the same thing as a brand new Ferrari. It's just not working, and people simply are not buying it. If you look at the data real quick here, just on the economy, you're talking about Thanksgiving dinner in 2023 cost double than it did in 2019. Mortgage rates are triple than they were when President Biden took office. Inflation is higher than when Donald Trump was in office 4 years ago. Everything's higher, gas, groceries, and people are feeling the pain across the board here. And if you look at the polling, it shows quickly here, your Fox News poll, how people feel about these issues. And 78% of voters say that inflation is bad and the economy is bad here. And that's not just Republicans. 77% of independents say that. An eye-popping number, 46% of Democrats feel that as well. Also, in that same poll, 2/3 of Americans are saying we don't think it's going to get better here soon. And that undermines the entire argument of Joe Biden when they've looked at these polls a year out. They say, well, listen, I know Donald Trump is beating President Biden in 5 of 6 states. He is beating him nationally in almost every poll that's come out here. But they say, listen, a year from now it'll be different. But 2/3 again are saying it's not. It's going to get worse.
You, but
They're also concerned about his age. That's not going to get better in a year. So again, going into 2024, Joe Biden has big problems.
Yeah, so, you guys see that, right? It's bordering on complete and total insanity. You're not dumb. I'm not dumb. The American people, we are not dumb. You can tell people that the economy is great, and you know that the economy is great, and it's never been better in this measurement and that measurement, whatever. As long as people's personal economy continues to struggle, them and their family, then the economy is not great, no matter what you tell them. I just came back from the grocery store. I spent $400 for a family of 4, and honestly didn't get, that used to be Costco prices right there. But anyway, the metrics that they just discussed in that video, the things they went over, they're terrible, man, and they're frightening. Families are having a hard time. Families have never, ever had such high credit card balances in the history of our country since credit cards freaking existed. And another thing people never talk about, there's not been such low amount of actual cash in circulation as a percentage of GDP since the early 1930s, guys. And if you add to that inflation, the credit card bills that these people feel like that they're never ever going to get out from under. And these people, they're not buying Corvettes with their credit card. This is not things for fun. These are necessities. People are putting necessities on credit because they can't figure out how to pay for it out of their paycheck. And they feel like they're never ever going to get out from under them. They know what they see. They know what they feel. So who in their right mind would believe, so heavily believe in the gaslight and their ability to gaslight us, that they would literally attach the president's name to this complete and total disaster? I mean, it's going to get played on a loop daily, all day, up until the next election. And the president, he's not going to be able to distance himself from his economic failures. And they are, whether you like it or not, no matter what side you're on, these are economic failures. And he can't distance himself from them because they literally have his name. And I'm not complaining. I love when stupid people who have no place governing us make such egregious, unforced errors. I love it. I'm definitely not complaining. I just thought it was an interesting thing to discuss with you guys. That's just my take. Let me know your take in the comments. And if you haven't already, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. We'll see you in the next one.